Hello, hello, and welcome, everyone. I am your host and one of the producers of the LizyT show. How are you doing this evening? And my goodness, we're here again, another day, another show, another incredible, very interesting guest. You probably are wondering, what is this all about? This is a subject that we haven't had a lot lately. We've gone through similar issues in the past, but it's been always an author that has been in the show promoting their book, or a singer songwriter, or even coaches. So this is going to be a treat for you guys, and I'm very, very excited to be able to introduce this gentleman to you. So just hanging tight. I'll bring him right after the bio. I just want to make sure that if you are interested in being in the show, do not hesitate to connect with us. We are live through all the social media, as you can see here, all over. And also, we are on our website, which is the LizyT.com broadcasting live. So if you like to chat, I'm very, very good with chatting, and I tried my best to keep up. So we are live, so you can chat with us as well. So, and this will be recorded through our social media as well, website and YouTube channel. So yeah, it is cold here in North America and Canada. I'm not sure where our guest is. We do have quite a bit of snow today, minus 30, I think. No, not it is. I'm exaggerated. That's in the province that I used to live in, minus 30. It is about minus 10 right now, and it's cold and lots of snow. So it is what it is. It's winter. I mean, our friends that are watching us in South America right now are having a great old time with plus 40. So it is that time of the year where one part of the world is going to the beach, and the other one is actually bundling up and getting nice and warm. Want to make sure as well, thank my sponsors that are sponsoring the show. If you would like to sponsor the show, please do not hesitate to connect with us as well. So, well, without further ado, let's get to the show. As you can see here on the screen, we're talking today with Terry D. Owens. He is the driving force behind the High Impact podcast, and as a passionate Missourian and of his Dorian mission, he is determined to uncover a massive sports scandal that intervenes the sale and return of St. Louis Ram, and with the central bank scandals leading to a class action movement for justice and compensation. Terry sheds light on Ram's controversial sale and the broader financial implications through his podcast. His advocacy extends beyond the microphone as he collaborates with C.P.A. Ron Adams assists legal victories and uncovering fraudulent practice. Terry's relentless pursuit of truth also reveals mortgage fraud schemes and stops illegal foreclosures tied to the Missouri state government. His ultimate goal is to expose central bank role and facilitates the illegal RAM sale to Stan Kroenke strive to bring the Rams back to St. Louis and deliver justice to the community. Wow. Like I said to you guys, this is something that we did not have lately. We've talked about some scandals and some things like that, and but this is novelty for me, to be honest. But I'm really looking forward to find out, what drives them. Why did he decided to pick up this topic? Why does it's so important to him? And we have lots of questions. So stay tuned, everyone. So let's welcome him to the stage with a hello, Terry. How are you doing this evening?
Well, thanks for that great introduction. Everything you said is pretty much true, and we're going to dive right in. And
Yes.
you just
Well, one question
absolutely
that I
not
did
going to
ask you, Terry, one question that I did ask, why is this so important to you? Why you're so passionate? I mean, people are crazy about sport, crazy about football, and St. Louis obviously is dear to your heart. Why is so important? I mean, people pick up different different things to defend, but why this?
Yes, ma'am. Well, that's a very good question. This I kind of stumbled into with a lawsuit, which, with all the evidence that I obtained from the state of Missouri archives, I was the only guy in the history of this country that has a claim against this alleged bank outfit and this guy that everybody thinks owns the Rams football team, and he and this bank front, it's not a bank, are involved in the largest bank fraud monopoly probably in the history of the world that's going on right now. And so it was uncovered through simple open records when I started suing them. And I was going to be quite successful and quite wealthy out of the lawsuit, but they assigned a dead judge to my case. Can you imagine that?
Mm. No, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. So you stumble on this. This became a passion, more than a passion, a calling
Yes,
for
ma'am.
you,
Are we here?
and your life, I guess, is become part of your life. You have
Hello?
a podcast, you have cases, you have lawsuit. This is 24/7 for you.
Yes, ma'am, it is. We've invested quite heavily. What we uncovered between me and another gentleman is just simply amazing. The state of Missouri and the federal government are
Yes.
running the Ponzi scheme for these guys in complete opposition to every single state and federal law. And it's a counterfeiting monopoly. They are literally creating credit out of thin air without an incorporated Missouri bank. And we have the evidence. So that's why nobody knows about it and nobody's going to get prosecuted until I bring this forward. And there's roughly in the state of Missouri 1 million people who are adversely affected, who are writing out checks every month to a bank that never was.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
So the question that I have, and maybe a lot of people that follow you have, does Stan owns legally owns the FNL team?
No, ma'am. He signed
Mm.
up, and that, by the way, thank you for that question. That is a that's a premier question. Stan Kroenke, according to the evidence that I uncovered through simple Missouri open records, he was already involved with this bank scam, and he utilized his position and he invested heavily in this, and he used extorted money to finance the purchase of the Rams football team. And everybody who's anybody in this scam knows that he did, and they've been covering it up. The sheriff's department's been covering it up. The FBI's been covered up, and obviously, the city of St. Louis doesn't want anybody to know about it, and especially the state of Missouri or anybody in the federal agencies. And Stan Kroenke is well hated throughout the sports world. And when this starts to unravel, he's going to lose his entire empire.
One of the questions that you probably had been asked before, and I'm going to ask as well. Uh, are you in any sort of
So,
danger of exposing all of this right now? Are you fear for your life? Because for the looks of it, there is a lot of people, very important people, people in the city in Missouri involved in this.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Everybody's asked me that, and I said, I don't really care. Um, these people have duties, and they're not supposed to be doing this stuff, and they're getting by with it. So we just decided to go for it, and they know where I live, and I appreciate that concern. But finally, when this breaks open and more people realize that they're paying millions of dollars out on a monthly basis, if not billions, that's just this state alone, then the thing will unravel. But I appreciate your thoughts and your concern about that, but we're going forward.
Okay. Okay. Kudos to you. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
impressed. I'm very uh I don't have words because for you to get involved in something that could uh I don't know if you've gotten threats already, and this is because this is pretty serious. You're involving a lot of very important people.
Yes, well, we've actually been threatened, myself and my partner. We was in St. Louis, downtown St. Louis, and I put
Yes.
together and compiled a massive criminal complaint with all the federal officers and the judges and the court clerks that did all the bribery and made up three phony rulings to the sheriff in St. Louis, and they blocked us physically from coming in the building and filing a complaint. So that's where it stands as of today. And I'm the only guy. I actually have a claim on all these people, and so does my partner in two other RICO lawsuits, which I did all the work for and all the preparation. To me, the legal world's real simple. And I've never been an attorney, and I have no reason to ever think about being one. I don't care about them at all. And these people in Missouri, when they realize that this guy destroyed downtown St. Louis after another outfit called the Central Banks, what it's commonly referred to, they're
Mhm.
literally selling fake loans, credit cards, and mortgages for about 50 years.
Mhm.
And they're doing it in Missouri, Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Florida. So
Wow.
there's
I
roughly
was
five to
just gonna
7 to
ask if
10 million
he used
people that are right.
I was just gonna ask if it's,
Pardon me.
stands correct, you have used, the fraud to purchase another other teams, and I guess you've answered it.
Oh yes, yes, ma'am. Everything from that point further, which is April 13th, 1995, is the day which the Missouri Secretary of State released the open records when of who's who that invested in this, and there's probably 700 to 800 major people involved in this, and for them to pull this off is quite amazing. And we have Missouri mayors that have taken bribes for maybe up to 50 years because none of these banks have a business license in any state they operate. And if you're going to operate in commerce today as a bank, you got to have a business license. So they know we know that, and somebody at an incredibly high level seems to be able to cover it up for them.
Wow, this is crazy. I mean, we know that corruption is everywhere in any country, in Canada, the US, and obviously overseas, but you don't know until you yourself are getting involved. Why is the central bank incorporated in Missouri?
This was started by the Cook family. We don't know exactly when, but the two
Yeah.
names that are on all the loans and the credit cards, the debit cards, the retail installment loans, those two names are Central Trust Bank and another one that imitates that name, which is also incredibly illegal. Both of those names have never been incorporated. And we have that from the Missouri Division of Finance, the custodian of records, which I used my CPA out of Massachusetts to smoke that out because I was blackballed and they'd never answer me. And I knew if I went into state court to sue them, it would just stall out and I'd go nowhere. So we already know what they're doing. And we also have the former chief financial officer, Ron Medine, in a complaint where he admitted that there's no creditor and they're acting under false pretenses the entire time for 50 years. And these people walk the streets selling fake loans and fake credit cards. And so I took it upon myself that when people figured this out, that this guy, Stan Kroenke, used that extorted money, and the co-conspirator that first used the extorted money is commonly known here in Missouri as Central Bank, and it's certainly not a bank. It is the largest criminal counterfeiting monopoly, maybe in the history of the world.
Wow. This is crazy. I mean, I'm listening to you. I mean, I have to believe you. You've
Yes,
done your homework. You've invested tons of
yes, ma'am.
a time, and how are you able to afford, because this is costing you probably a substantial amount of funds for you to be able to collaborate, investigate, defend your case, and have proof. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
Yes, ma'am. Well, that's a good question, but we're pretty fortunate. We have a major investor who also grew up in the St. Louis area, hates this guy's guts. And so, what we're looking for, if we can get a whole bunch of sponsors, because we're spending our time and our money, and we're trying
Hmm.
to get this in front of all the real estate people so they won't take their clients in there any longer. They have no idea this is going on. And I would hope they'd be incredibly outraged when they find out that they're taking their, their real estate, their homeowner clients into a bank that's not a bank. And when they find out if they're going to become criminally liable, they're going to stop, and hopefully they'll come on board and help us stop this nonsense and put these people in a prison cell. And myself and my partner, we have 3 claims on them, but they bribed every federal officer. And as I said earlier, they literally assigned a judge by the name of Richard E. Dorr. This was in April of 2014. Now, this federal judge was dead 10 months on the day I filed. I'm not making it up.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So you
And
were
so I
talking about
didn't
real.
know that.
Yeah. Wow. This is
Okay. I had
unbelievable.
no idea
Unbelievable.
who would assign a dead judge. Okay.
You're talking about real
They
estate
literally
agents
did
bringing
this.
clients for mortgages. How many phony mortgages have you discovered so far that they don't exist?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
they're
Right. We have a forensic audit, but that's another great question. We actually, myself and my younger brother, went into the Missouri County Recorder of Deeds offices and pulled the records up ourselves. They're all under those 2 same names, Central Trust Bank and the Central Trust Bank, and they're all forgeries. And we estimate they've been after us for about 50 years, and there's somewhere between a half a million and maybe 600,000 forged deeds of trust. And of course, the same amount would be the forged applications and the promissory notes. They're all void. These people can stop making a payment to these guys like right now, and they don't even know it. They think it's a legitimate bank, and it's obviously not.
wow. I don't know if it's
So,
anything like that would happen in
yeah,
Canada,
that's
but
just Missouri.
anything.
They're doing this in all these other.
Yeah, it's crazy. You
Well,
were talking
I don't
about
know
you.
anything about Canada, but
Go ahead.
yes, ma'am. Yes. Well,
You were talking
see,
about your
not only are
website.
the loans and
Go ahead.
yeah, not only are the loans, I'm sorry, not only the mortgages void, all the credit cards are void, and that's what I initially sued them under was having these fake names in my credit files, and it showed 2 banks that we never heard of say that owed them the exact same debt. And of course, this was all uncovered when I did an audit on my credit reports, which I attached it to my federal complaint after my card got stolen out of my farmhouse. So I don't know how, I don't know anything about Canadian law, but in Missouri, in the federal area here in the states, everything they touch is a criminal act.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
It is. It is. I'm listening, and I still can't
Yes,
believe
ma'am.
it. You were talking about your podcast,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you have a very good help, financially help, I think. But you were also saying if anybody can help, I just want to bring up for everyone to see. I just want to make sure that this is the correct website that people are able to contribute, because obviously this is costing you quite a bit of funds, and it's costing you time, and it's costing you money. So I just want to make sure that this is This is the website for people to check it out, and that way, there is if there is any contribution, they can do it through this website as well. Is that the one? Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's absolutely correct. And we would really love if we can get some big major sponsors. See, all this is already proved. If a bank's not incorporated and it's not chartered, it's over with. So these people should be stopping making their payments, and they have a right to have all their money returned, full restitution. And it's just an amazing scam. And the amount of people involved in running this thing here in Missouri is enormous. We estimate there could be as many as 2,000 people involved in it. And of course, they brag that they have over 2,000 employees, and the vast majority of the employees that work there, the bank tellers, we call them at the low end of the totem pole. They have no idea what they're involved in, but they're about ready to find out the hard way. Okay, so yeah, we've invested over $300,000, and we would like
Wow.
for people to support us financially as well as getting the word out there. This man never legally had title to that team.
So what should the people of Missouri do? The people of St. Louis City do to get this knowledge
And for them
out
to go
there?
into these courts and pull this off is the first. Michael Gans forged all these federal appeals court judges' names with no jurisdiction whatsoever, no final order, no final judgment, and no Rule 54B certification, and made up three rulings. And actually, I had one of them. Someone actually hopped in their car in downtown St. Louis, drove 3.5 hours to put it in my mailbox because it did not have the red metered logo mail on it from the courthouse. And so somebody just made it up and traveled a day's trip to put it in my mailbox, which I lived about 3.5 hours from them. And I'm not making any of this up, and it's all on the court's records, every bit of it. That's how bold they are. Okay.
Wow,
And
wow.
quite a bit more, actually. So, yeah,
So if the people
anybody.
will just stop paying this supposedly debt, if they're buying a property or buying anything through the central bank, are they actually liable? Are their homes going to be taken away, or because it doesn't exist, it's all fraud, nothing is going to happen, and they should stop paying? I'm not sure
uh,
how
the
is that going to work.
Yeah, the very first thing I've done on the website is to contact me. And we have a forensic audit prepared by a C.P.A. This guy's an expert in that field for about 4 decades, and everything is signed off under oath, along with the fact these companies do not exist at all. And for them to contact me, and the actual number that they could call in is 660-888-2999. And then they can email me, and it's on the website. But we recommend they get this, they fill out a complaint, call the police or the sheriff, and literally have them meet them at the central bank and start having these people arrested, and let's get the show on the road, because this is the biggest scam in all of modern history, and I'm not joking at all. Okay, some of these people may be paying out on a home mortgage
Yes.
$500. Some of them have big commercial
Wow.
loans. Some of them $50,000 a month, and their home's free and clear. And that's a cloud on their title.
Wow.
And there's millions of them, millions
I
of them.
wow. That is
Yep.
complete. I have never heard anything like this. Not in North America. I know a lot of things happen in other parts of the world, but never here. And there's
Yes.
doesn't seem to amaze. So when people stop paying, let's say that you get your message across, uh, they get discovered. Titles, I assume, are going to be in the person's name, so the title has goes back to the original owner, and everything they've
It,
paid, is that money secure? Because I'm very curious about, are people losing their homes or properties or businesses because of this non-existent bank?
yes, ma'am. Well, just to clarify, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation is in bed with these folks. You'll walk into any bank, you'll see they have no business license. You'll see the plaques that say they're FDIC insured, but there's a very lengthy application that has to be filed with the Missouri Division of Finance. And as far as I know, it has to be renewed annually, and there is none. And so, I mean, when I say it's a big scheme, it is a big scheme. And nobody knows this. And the ones that do are the ones in bed with them. And they're never going to come forward. And people have asked me personally, how can they do this? And how come I haven't heard about it? And they have also asked me, well, how come they're not prosecuted? Because this is the only scam in the history of the planet, at least in North America, where the government, the Missouri state government, and the federal government have conspired through their agencies to pull it off for these people. And that's why they're never going to be prosecuted. So they know where I'm at, and I appreciate you worrying about me, but we're moving forward and we're getting the word out. And we have a bunch of billboards up in downtown St. Louis, and people can see them, and the word is starting to spread.
Well, we're hearing it in Canada now because of you. So this is
Thank
a
you.
progress, and talk about progress, and talk about advance and into your discovery, and the time and the effort that and the money. Let's not forget. How much progress have you done, or have you encountered throughout this time that you've put on? I mean, every day is a new discovery, every day is a gain. I don't know if you do the 5 step forward and six backs. Are you seeing progress at least? Do you see the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel yet, but the amount of people that are starting to come to the website and listen to the videos and seeing that this is all true, and they see the evidence from the Missouri Division of Finance himself. In fact, the government has went there themselves, and they've looked at it, and they know we got them by the you know what things. And it's just a matter of us getting the word out here in St. Louis and Missouri. And when they find this out, they're not going to be happy. These a lot of people got foreclosed on with a bank that don't exist. And there is no debt and there is no creditor, and all that's already been proven. And I would say, when we get to a point where we maybe have 10 to 50,000 people looking at this, and they start going into the sheriffs and demanding these people get arrested and be shut down, then we'll see some action. And then when we get the real estate people involved with us, they're going to be nervous because they can't allow this to go on. You know, they don't want to be known as somebody that knew about it and then sell a home and not tell their friends and their neighbors when they're selling real estate to their friends right there in their local neighborhoods, which is St. Louis, St. Charles, and other parts of Missouri. And so the light at the end of the tunnel is not there yet. But once this finally gets over the hill, then these people, with the unbelievable scams they've pulled, literally the Secretary of State, Division of Finance, and the entire Missouri judiciary have been involved in making money off of this and doing these void judgments on the credit cards in these associate circuit courts ever since credit cards come on the scene, about 30 years, and have not ever attempted to do this. Somebody at a very high level has got their backside covered, and that person, we don't, excuse me, that the Federal Reserve Bank is in bed with them, and they've actually wrote me letters through the Freedom of Information Act request that they don't even have a proper contract with them, but yet they are still operating with them illegally. Federal Reserve Bank is the big kahuna They are the
Yeah.
ones that can write out whatever check needs to be written out because they're the ones. So we have those contracts. We've done our homework. And
How long have you been at
we
this?
really love the fact that you put me on your show, and every word that gets out allows us to gain some more ground.
How long
Yes,
yeah,
well,
how
I
long
filed
have you
my
been at
case
this?
in 2014, and it was going to be
Wow.
over in 2015. And then they bribed this judge when I brought this to his attention. Yeah, he's one of several. There's probably 20 federal officers that took bribes 3 times. And it's on the federal court's records each and every time. It's well documented. And so they acted with the false pretenses with banks that don't exist. And so that tells me they take the state court judges and then they get them appointed up through the grapevine, into the federal judiciary. And if not all of them knew about it, they knew about it if a case ever got on the docket that they were not a happy camper and they didn't want to get involved. And that's why they assigned that dead federal judge to my complaint because they've never been sued for 50 years. And I was the only guy. Okay.
You were the lucky one.
So it's amazing.
Wow. Who do you think that,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
bank
I was
is
just going.
targeting? Who do you think that the banks are targeting? This particular fraud bank is targeting mostly middle, people with,
I'm sorry, I
low
didn't hear all
income?
that.
Yeah, I was wondering, are they targeting a certain particular, population in St. Louis, or is because I don't think that rich people with, high incomes or millionaires would fall in. They probably know. This is targeting the low income, population, don't you think? That's what makes me think.
The only thing they care about targeting is anybody that can breathe. If you can get a, yeah, if you can breathe and you can bring your child into their bank and get one of their debit cards, they'll do that. And they have done that successfully. And so the average typical family in America has a car payment, a home payment, and a credit card, and a student payment, all those things. And whatever it is they have with this fake bank scheme, we're getting the word out, and they have no liability to make a check out to them whatsoever. Will they run into a problem? Probably so. But with the evidence we have, um, I think it's going to start turning around fairly soon. So I don't know if you have callers that want to call in and talk to me, but we can.
Yes, everyone. If you're watching live right now, if you would like to, get part of this, please do not hesitate. We're
But you
chatting
got to
live.
admit, this is a crazy scheme.
Yes, and if you're interested, if you are from the, St. Louis, Missouri area, welcome. This is recorded here at, my website and also on my YouTube channel. So welcome. You're welcome to comment, agree or disagree. If you have, some other types of proof, is welcome as well. Definitely, the YouTube channel will be monitored to make sure that there is no, uh, profanity or any other naysayers or people that are wondering if this is true or not. But yeah, this is your opportunity. What is the, feedback, Todd, with what you've been doing so far? I mean, I assume that you're getting tons of comments from people, emails, phone calls. Do you? Is it 50% a good response or good feedback, or tell us a little bit about more of that?
Yeah, we got cut off there possibly, but um, anybody that has any of these fake loans, fake credit cards, I don't care if it's a simple little debit card. You need to file a complaint, and you literally need to walk into your local police or sheriff. I don't care whether it's St. Louis, Kansas City, the Sunshine State, Colorado, and you could see that the Missouri Division of Finance, it took me 7 years to get that smoked out. But the bank doesn't exist. It's nothing more than a front, and the state of Missouri's running it for them. So if you got any calls or anybody wants to call in and ask me questions, now's the time. I'm the guy.
He is the guy. He's definitely the guy. 7 years, a lot of feedback, a lot of input, a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of money put into this for a right cause. If there is, if not, there is a scam, there is issues going on that needs to be brought to light. And he is the person that is putting his blood and sweat into this cause, this injustice. That, let's say the way it is definitely an injustice. I was asking you a little earlier and I think we got caught because your email and your phone number it is on your website. What is the response from people that you get? From what kind of feedback do you get from the public when they see, when they
Well,
hear?
the response is, yeah, they think, well, this guy's a billionaire. He cannot be this stupid. He would not get involved in this. And I would have to say that'd be exactly correct. But nobody would ever dive into anything so criminal like this as a billionaire like Stan Kroenke, and there's other billionaires involved with it, unless they knew dead certain that no matter what they did, that they would never be brought to justice. And we could not believe this ourselves. And the more we uncovered it, and the more we tried to get open records, the more they kept covering it up. We knew we was onto it. And again, like I stated earlier, a bank has to go through an awful lot of problems, and they have to go through an awful lot of things to be chartered and be legitimate. And everything that they're supposed to be doing, they are not doing, and it's being aided by the state of Missouri right out of the gate for around 50 years. And it's first started by the Cook family, where they are also involved in taking money out of the county government's tax coffers, and they're investing it for, guess what? The judges and the sheriffs and the county people that work there. And so now their retirement is glued to this. So they're not going to go against their own retirement. And we just uncovered that about 90 days ago. So that's how far reaching this scam is. And these people are making not tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars by flipping these phony deeds of trust in the open market. Have all the documents.
Crazy. Um, there's a
It's
verse
unbelievable.
in the Bible. This it says the love of money is the root of all evil, and not that the money is evil, but the
So
love of it. And
if you have,
definitely, that shows you right there how what people are capable to do to endanger others, to take advantage, and to become millionaires and destroy some people's
yeah, you're breaking up.
livelihood.
Well, we can hardly
Um,
hear you on this end.
um, can you hear me now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, go ahead, Lizzie.
Okay. I can hear you
That's a
perfectly
little
clear.
better.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly clear. I'm not sure if it's my end
I
or
can
your
still
end.
see you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Um, so the website, everyone, it is on the screen,
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
okay. But I didn't know if you had callers that wanted to call in. Um,
Yeah, I was hoping that I can get at least some
there it
callers,
is.
and I will at least get, and I got contacted by your PR person last minute, and I was happy to fit you in, not was not a problem. So I didn't have a lot of time to advertise this show today, but it will be throughout all the social media, as you can see here on the screen. It's all over the place. It's on our YouTube, our IGTV, our LinkedIn, and so forth and so on. So you're welcome to comment right after the show. And I want to thank you so much, Todd, for being here with us and taking, precious time of your life to pursue this cause, this important cause. I know it's taking you a lot. I know that you are perhaps and even in danger for exposing people that and naming names that are not going to be happy by listening to this. But thanks to Canada and North America, we have free speech, so we can still do that sometimes. um I want to thank you for
Yeah,
your
well, you
time
get even
again.
better free speech if you own it.
It's true, it's true, it's true. So I want to thank you so much. I can't believe we've been Yeah, we've been here for about 40
Well, I thank you.
40 minutes or so. This is worth it. The website again is down here. Just follow and connect with him if you have questions and you would like to comment on our YouTube. You're welcome to do so. Any last word, Todd?
In and anybody that wants to support us, I don't know why you wouldn't, because you're going to get your homes free and clear and all the phony debts. And again, this guy ruined the downtown St. Louis area with a team that he never legally had title to, and they certainly don't want that coming out. Well, it's already out, so let's just go for it.
Awesome. Let's just go forward. Yeah, I mean, it's been so much time that you have put into this. You can't stop here right now. Let's just go forward. Thank you again, and we'll see you everyone with another guest tomorrow. Bye bye for now. Bye. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.